Nuke it from orbit.
Alright, today I would like to specifically be talking about whether you should build Oathsworn Spear or Titan's Bane. Specifically, how I'm thinking about it is in the 6th item slot, 5th or 6th item. For like level 20 late game, big team fights, game ending team fights, because that's why I think you'll be building Pen in the first place. And also why you should never be building them both on Assassin specifically. I'm going to also go into jungle practice just to show you what I will be using as my baseline numbers for my calculations. Alright, and here we are now in jungle practice. This is what I would consider, okay, I wouldn't say a typical ADC build. This is just what I would build on ADC specifically. And let's go on. I'm just going to go a little off tangent on why I think this is, why I like it. This is for early clear. If you want it, you certainly don't have to build an rainbow. Some people will not go Dagger Frenzy first. You don't even need to go either of these first. You can do whatever you want. You can go Devos first, right? I like Lifesteal by the 3rd item, just to give you a little sustain in the lane, especially if you're like in a 1v1 scenario, things like that. And I like to go Tearfing, XC, and Kins in the last 3 with Tearfing starting it. Now, why I like going Tearfing third from last is, even though people usually build it like first item, is because, I mean, how did I say this? This scales, I believe, better than these, or like it's better later than these, and these are better earlier, in my opinion. Although this can easily be a last item under that same argument. XC and Kins, I firmly believe is a last item. Not because it's bad, I think it's great. I just, firmly believe it's a last item or second to last item, and XC, I believe, belongs in the last 3. XC can get built here. It can be built here too. I think it's decent, but XC and Kin specifically, they get way better as later the game goes. Regardless, that's not the point here. Artemis, I believe, is what I would consider a typical ADC. You see her often, things like that. And I will be using her numbers on the right as like a baseline. And there are some ADCs that I think I forgot which one. One has like the 69 physical and something different, magical procs. But regardless, this is what we'll be using as our baseline. So 72 physical protection, 53 magical protection. So with taking 72 as our base number, and we're going to take 35% of that from the protections, right? The protections that we ignore. If you're ever in game and you want to just do like a rough math in your head, just do a third. Third is 33.3 repeating, right? This is 35%. So if you're ever in game and you're like, oh, this person I think has 80 protections, or they built this item, I guesstimate them to have 90 protections. How much does Titan's Bane give me? Well, about a third of 90 is 30. So Titan's Bane's gonna cross out 30 protections. Or, you know, if they have 85 protections, I'm going to round that up to 90. And then a third of that is about 30. So I'm going to be doing about 30 protections, give or take. Obviously, you're not going to try and be exact in-game, but you're just trying to, like, you know, you're just trying to compare this to other options in-game to see how much value you're actually getting from it. That's something you just do. Regardless, so 35% of 72 from Artemis at full build, level 20, is exactly 25.2, which I will be rounding to 25 for reference. Now, Titan's Bane gives 25 protection reduction, while this gives 20, and Titan's Bane is much, much, much infinitely better versus tanks with hundreds of protections than this could ever be. Although, realistically, as a Loki, you're not trying to kill the tanks in the first place anyway. Still, Oathsworn Spear, which I'll be abbreviating to OSS from the future, is better, or I'll just say Spear. One, the best stat in the game is the gold stat. This is 2550 gold, while the other one is 3100. That difference of 550 gold could mean the difference in the late game of you getting to your first 4K pot, not 4K pot, to your first 3K pot in time for the game-winning team fight, or not. Also, this has 10 more power. 10 more power is more to power on your autos, right? And you're running Heartseeker, which that extra 10 power in the late game, it's not the greatest thing in the world. It's not the most impactful, but it definitely makes a difference. Especially, once again, you are running Heartseeker. You want as much power as you possibly can get. And the same reason why you're running Heartseeker on Loki is the same reason you should run Spear. Reason you should run OSS. You are not just one of the best users of Oathsworn Spear and Heartseeker and Crusher. You are one of the best abusers of it. You abuse it. You have a mage ability attached to your 2. If Merlin wishes he had your 2 ability. And lastly, this is a team-based game, and you gotta consider a Loki throwing a chew on the back line with OSS attached to it is you can apply it on to 3 people in an instant. And not only do you think, okay, well you're getting the benefit of it, your entire team is getting the benefit of this spear. Your entire team is getting the benefit of this item. If you have another person on your team that built Titan's Bane and they are diving a backliner that you tuned recently, they are getting the penetration the penetration benefits of their Titan's Bane on top of your OSS just by you building it. And something that you never want to do is build both, at least on Loki specifically, into squishies or on any assassin that you're trying to kill squishy with, because the Oathsworn Spear will apply debuff onto the enemy that reduces their protections by a flat amount, by that 20, right? So on the Artemis, say, you will reduce her protections from 72 to 52, her base protections, and then your shattering effect from your Titan's Bane will go on top of that from you trying to penetrate the remaining protections, the 52 remaining protections, and that number will be 18.2 protections that you are ignoring. Now, which means you are paying 3,100 gold for less than a strength pot's worth of strength for 18.2 reduction protections, which isn't nothing, but that's literally less effective than a second Oathsworn Spear would be if you could build that. And yeah, that's it. That's why I say you should build Oathsworn Spear on assassins like Loki specifically. Thanks for your time and listening to me ramble. You have a good day.